Hello. This is what Aries can expect for Sagittarius season, and that's Aries sun, moon, rising, or Venus. I'm going fire. I'm going to do elements instead of going by the wheels of the zodiac. So I just did Sagittarius. Now we're going to do Aries. So if you are an Aries sun, moon, rising, or Venus, here's a message for you about Sagittarius season. And in fact, if you have wound up here and you are none of those things for Aries, and yet this is still resonating, please don't question it. Just take it. Take what feels good and allow it to feel good, right? If it's bringing you information, if it's aligning and you can feel it aligning in your body, you can kind of feel it coalescing in there. That's good news. That's good news. So what is upcoming for Aries this Sagittarius season? And while I am shuffling these cards, I would like you, my little Aries berries, to take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders back. Just kind of let the day fall away. Let your stress fall away. I'd like to invite your highest self down. My highest self is already here. I called them in. I called that bitch in for Sagittarius. And now she's still here now. I'd like to call in your angels and your ancestors, your guides, your guardians, all who walk with you on this earth walk, all who hold you in unconditional love and the highest vibration possible for what you're here and what you're here to do. Shit, Aries. I'm not like actually, the death is a great card, so let's just go ahead and talk about that in a minute. What I am gonna do though is like freeze frame this for a minute for for a thumbnail for my little Aries berries. So that okay, we are in the darkest time of the year, right? The sun is gone. The sun will not come back. Well, I mean, the sun comes back every single morning, but we won't start receiving more daylight until the winter solstice on December 21st, right? December 22nd is when we start to tip back towards the sun and we get more time with him. And so while we are going into this period of death, while the earth goes into her rest phase, you know, while the leaves fall off the trees and it gets dark very early, it can be challenging to keep ourselves in a high vibration, particularly if we are a sign like Aries. Aries is all about forward energy and joking around and kind of being stubborn. They're the first sign of the zodiac, right? There's not a whole lot of forethought with Aries. They're just sort of all in until they're not, and something shiny comes around to take their place. And so these death cycles for someone who is ruled by the sun, because what does Aries do? Not only is Aries the first sign of the zodiac, but if your sun is in Aries, you have an exalted sun, because Aries is the start of the spring, right? Where we can plant our crops, where the sun comes down and brings the earth back to life, where we are seated in our new realities, right? It is the fresh breath of spring. And so Aries, I am one, ascendant and sun, have such close ties to the sun that when it goes away, when we are in these periods of death, it affects us profoundly because we are so driven by the sun. We are so driven by that light. We aren't good at going slow, and the lack of sunlight really kind of makes us slow down, and so it feels very uncomfortable. Another card fell out, and it's the Ten of Wands reversed. And so this is really the time where we get to give death to what isn't ours to carry. And the beautiful thing about doing that is you free yourself up for all of these beautiful things that are trying to come into your life that you haven't had the space for, because you're dumb, not your dumbass. There's this really fine line that you have to no, it's not a fine line. It's just a space that I'm exploring in terms of how to be like funny and quippy, but also like aligned and being like, you're not a fucking dumbass, because the language that we speak is powerful, right? Even the words abracadabra mean from that which I create with my voice, right? And so words have power, and so that's a thing that I am continually working on. Be a good way to kind of drop what isn't mine to carry in terms of moving with this Ten of Wands energy and surrendering all of the stuff that weighs us down, that makes it so we can't even see the direction home, because that's what this guy is doing. He's trying to walk home, but he can't fucking see because he's got all these goddamn sticks in his face. So it's really good that death is here to kind of be like, here, let me just like, can I just like take this and move it over here? Thank you. And in fact, I set these cards down, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Cups, which showed up for Sagittarius, which is the reading that I just did. And so we all probably have very clear ideas right now of what we want, or at least what we want our life to feel like, even if we don't necessarily know what that looks like manifested, that we have a good idea of like, okay, fuck, well, I want to be embodied in my highest self. I want to have a nice living environment, or I want to have whatever it is, right? Because different strokes, different folks. Whatever your wishes are, they're all heavily in the forefront of our mind, because we can at times feel so fucking blocked from them that we're just like, well, I'm never gonna fucking get there. I'm never gonna fucking get there. And it's about, one, realizing in what ways have your wishes already come true, and giving gratitude for the things that you do have, so the universe can be like, oh, she likes it. Oh, she likes, okay, so she wants more. She's grateful for it, right? So she wants more. And then in that way, when you start meeting every experience with what can I learn from this? What is this showing me? As sort of you recalibrate your vibration, the universe recalibrates with you. And so it will start to bring you more of the things that heighten that vibration, because the illusion here is that bad things happen to us to punish us, to teach us really challenging lessons that we might not want to learn, and that's not it at all. The things that step forward, that challenge us, are here to show us, like, do you want to spend time doing this? Is this really what's making you happy? And if it's not, what are we going to do about it? So, Aries, little air bear, what are we going to do about it? Ooh. It's funny, the same cards keep falling out for everyone. We're all dealing with a lot of the same shit. And that's the thing, too, that's interesting, is the oneness of it all is really stepping forward. That's too many cards. Okay. All right. Well, that works. Okay. So we've got the Sun and Queen of Wands reversed. And just in case, I'd rather use this for a thumbnail. Hey. Okay. The thing about the Queen of Wands, one, yes, she is a boss bitch. All the queens are boss bitches. Some queens are better at being loving boss bitches. Some queens are better being at clear communicating boss bitches. Some queens are better being feeling, kind of motherly boss bitches. The Queen of Swords is the queen that you come to when you need someone just to fucking shoot it to you straight. She can be cutting, she can be cold, but by and large, she seeks fairness. She seeks to embody fairness. And when we are kind of in her reversed energy, and especially when we're in her reversed energy with Sun, how are we telling ourselves we can't have all of our wildest dreams? The Sun is here to kind of illuminate where we might be being too cold in our lives, where we might be too rational, where we might be too analytical, where we can't clearly see that which is weighing us down right now. And the beautiful thing about the Sun, one, it's the most positive card in the tarot deck, but two, when he comes to show up, especially for us, because remember, Aries suns are exalted, meaning they're the highest possible physical vibration of that sign. And the thing about exaltation, and so I'm going to break this down really quick for you in terms of what makes a planet in fall versus what makes it exalted. It's the idea that each planet is an actor, and each zodiac sign is a role that it is playing, right? And so when the Sun is in Aries, he is in his Academy Award winning role in terms of, I am here to bring life back to the earth. I am here to bring green back to the earth. I am here to bring flowers back to the earth. I am that life. I am that spark of creation. So the spark, and then conversely, when so the Sun is in fall, when it's in Libra, and what that just means is it's when it starts to get darker outside. When we are kind of spread too thin, trying to share our light too evenly, when we are not as kind of channeled in and focused on one particular aspect, which is it's growing season, bitches. It's time to wake up. It's time to arise. In Libra, it's more about how are things fair? How are things equitable? How is everyone happy? And Aries is the individual, or Libra is the group. And so again, when the sun is all about the individual because we have one sun. Libra is about the group. So when he's in Libra, he's spread too thin. That's just a very small, probably not that well articulated download on exaltation versus fall planets. But the sun is here to shine a light on where we've been being too cold. The sun is here to shine a light on the things that are no longer ours to carry. And the sun is here to really help us get through this portal of death so we can get to the light on the other side. Death can be freedom, right? Death can be truth. Death is something that comes for all of us. It's the great equalizer, right? And we can die in many ways and still be alive. And the beautiful thing about that is the cycle that emerges of, I thought this was going to kill me, and it didn't. I got through it. I'm strong enough. The sun comes back every single day. It's a fucking given. It's a fucking given. And so, Aries, what are we being asked to drop specifically? What are we being asked to release specifically? Three fell out, all reversed. We've got the King of Swords, the Emperor, and Five of Cups. I should be sitting at my desk, but this is sometimes sitting on the floor feels better. So here's what we got. What's interesting, all of these figures are alone, with the exception of Death, who rides in on a horse and is coming for the Pope. But remember, death comes for us all. And then the sun, which has a baby riding a horse. Aries can be loners. Aries is used to getting things done by themselves. Aries doesn't really have any problem doing things by themselves. And so what this really feels like, dropping the sadness and the heartbreak, the Five of Cups, is about being so forlorn about what you've lost, you don't see the gift that's sitting behind you. The Two of Cups, which you haven't lost. All you need to do is turn around and look to see the beauty that you still have. The Emperor, it's about coming out of this energy, kind of coming out of this authoritative energy. Authoritative energy. And the King of Swords, again, we've got the King of Swords and we've got the Queen of Swords, where this isn't a time for you to necessarily control, because that's the Ten of Wands dude, like, he's carrying all this shit because he thinks he's the only one who's capable of doing it. And again, that's the thing about Aries, is that we're comfortable just being like, well, fuck it, I'll do it, that's fine. And so it's really asking you to step out of this solo energy, to seek out companionship, to seek out friendship, to seek out people who are willing to work with you, right? So you don't have to be in this King of Swords energy where you are just so overly rational. You're not leaving any space for the divine in your life, you know, to kind of step away from all the ways you're trying to hyper control or maintain your experience, because death is here to take away those experiences that aren't serving you. And it's about not mourning the death of these things, but turning around and really looking and realizing the gift, the Two of Cups that still sits behind you, that never fucking left, right? It's very, 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 very powerful that the only two upright cards we have on the table are the Sun, Major Arcana, and Death, right? Because Jesus Christ, is that a fucking cycle or is it not, right? Feeling like the world is ending and yet the sun comes out tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. So, my little baby babe, This is a period of time that can be challenging, the Sagittarius season, right? Where we're cut off from the sun that we need for life to sustain us, where we feel like we're in everything alone, where we are kind of mourning that which we have lost, and all we need to do is turn around and see, I haven't lost anything. Everything that I still need is here. Everything that I love is still here. It's just about shifting my perspective and seeing kind of all of the bountiful ways that I am already blessed, and I've already received. And when you drop the things that aren't yours to carry, that have never been yours to carry, that's when you free up time and space for the sun to come in and really shine his light and give you the gifts, give you the bounty, give you the green, give you give you whatever it is that you are seeking. As long as it's in your highest alignment, right? If it's for your highest good. And that's the thing about actively seeking out our highest and best and setting that intention every day, is that it automatically allows us to trust whatever is coming up, because you are seeking the divinity, right? If you are seeking every single experience, we're like, what is this teaching me in terms of unconditional love and how I'm not giving it to myself, therefore so I can't give it to others, because we have to master it first before we can give it to anyone else. Kind of the beautiful thing about us, Aries, we have many beautiful qualities, but is our childlike energy, right? The ability to be fresh every single day, or to kind of meet every new experience with this little dude on the horse's attitude of just being like, all right, shit, I'm here to play, I'm here to have fun, okay. And really just like diving in head first and kind of figuring out like, oh, I don't know if I know how to swim, fuck. And that can be really beautiful, but also that can get us involved in a lot of situations that aren't really ours to carry, remember? And so for Sagittarius season, just making sure that you're paying attention, and you are, I just cut the deck because I was asking, vibrationally, while wrapping up on what the card's saying. We've got the Two of Cups. That's the very first thing. Okay, so we've got the World and Two of Cups. Oh shit. Okay, so what's coming down the pike for you in Sagittarius season, my air bear? If we can kind of drop the things that aren't ours to carry, stop hyper-managing and hyper-controlling things that kind of need either to fall apart or for clarity to step forward, and turn around and see the Two of Cups, because we've got it right fucking here. Right here. What you thought you've lost, Aries, has been here all along. You just have to turn around and look for it. Shit, man. And under that was the Three of Cups. And under that is the Knight of Cups. And so there's a whole lot of love on the table, on the floor here, available for you, that these cycles have wrapped up. They are wrapping up. This is the World. This is the last major arcana card in the deck. This is the laurel wreath, the parade, the closing ceremony in terms of realigning, dropping what is keeping you out of alignment, so you can get back into what is, so the sun can shine. So what's coming down the pike for you could very well be romantic. It could be commitment. It could be a new person. It could be an old person. It could be anything. But it's about clearing out all of the ways you're so afraid you don't have what it is that you so desperately want, because you do. You've had it all along. It's just about realizing and kind of shifting your thinking so you can see that better, because the sun is here to help you see. So my dear Aries,
I hope that resonated. If you are interested in booking your personal reading with me, you can do so. My email address is adastraangel1111@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and we will go from there. All my love. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful Sagittarius season, and I'll talk